Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to turn a PDF into a searchable document using OCR. And OCR stands for Optical Character Recognition. Now what this is going to do is it's going to allow the computer to read the words on the page so that you can search, highlight, and copy text. So let's walk through this the right way so that we can make sure that this is happening to your file. So in step 1, we're going to test the file first. Before you run OCR, we want to check whether the document already works. So I'm going to try selecting a word with my mouse. So notice how if I go here and just start selecting some text, then notice how it doesn't allow me to select the text, but a window shows up saying recognize text or edit image. Ignore that. We're not going to fix tiny pieces of the page. We want the entire document done correctly in one pass. Now that we know this file is not OCR ready, what we're going to do is we're going to choose Tools. On the left-hand sidebar, you're going to notice that there's a menu of items that you can choose from. But what we need to do is find the one for OCR recognition. So we got to choose View More. And once you choose View More, then there's a menu item here, Scan and OCR. That's what you want. So go ahead and click on that. And then you get another menu that shows up under the Scan and OCR. So what we want to do is we want to recognize in this file. Okay, so just choose in this file. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and choose recognize text to start the process. So now Adobe Acrobat will apply OCR to the entire document. Because prior to choosing this option, it is actually a graphic, an image. Okay, so now what we're going to do is come in here, and click in the document, and then if I can start to highlight text, you see how I'm dragging my mouse across here to select the text. Now we just made this text searchable. And let's go ahead and start the search by choosing Control F on a Windows machine or Command F on a Mac. And that brings up the search menu. And let's just say I type in the word time, T-I-M-E. You're going to notice how there's 7 exact matches of the word time, and then there's one that's matched with timed, T-I-M-E-D. So now you can see this is actually a searchable file. So now all I got to do is just hit the enter key, and then the first instance of the word time shows up, and then the arrow keys, the next result will take me to the next instance of time. And as I keep on clicking through, it goes through all of the instances. So you can see that we did this correctly. And then, of course, if I hit the back button, it just takes me back. But the main thing about this lesson is it's just showing you how you can actually turn a PDF document that is not OCR capable into a version that will allow you to search the file. And this is so important that people need to know how to do this, because, you know, what good is it to go and scan your files and now you can't search them? Okay. Now, the other thing I want to show you really quick is this. We're going to go ahead and save the file. So we're going to go choose File and then just choose Save As. And what I usually do is I will go ahead on and I will save my file when I update it, and I'll put the word OCR at the end of the file. So then I'm going to go ahead and choose where I want to save the file. I'm going to choose different folder. Then I'm going to go here to the to the PDF files. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put under time conscience, I'm going to click after the S and then put underscore OCR, all caps. Everybody may do this differently. I'm just doing mine this way, just so that this file is a known file that has been converted. Okay, that's all I'm doing. And then I'm going to choose Save. And what it's going to do is keep the original file intact. You might not want to do what I'm doing. This is all up to you. This is just for my own purposes. If I need to go back to the original file, should something happen to this file, then I'm able to go back to the original file. But if you're comfortable in doing what you're doing, you can go ahead and save over top of it. So here we gave it a whole new name. So I now have 2 files with this name, and one of them has OCR at the end of it. All right? So that's one way to do that. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to talk about if you have multiple files at once. So if you have several documents, don't repeat this one by one. What you're going to do instead is you're going to go back to recognize text and choose multiple files. So let's say, for instance, we're still in this document, right? And when you went to the tools and when you went to scan in OCR, then you could have chosen multiple files, right? So if I click on in multiple files and click on that, notice how the file that I have open right now is showing up in this window. And so at this point, this has already been done, so you're good to go. Don't even worry about it. But what I want to do is show you how to add files or folders, okay? So you can either add an individual file or a bunch of folders. So I'm going to click on the drop-down arrow, and if I choose Add Files, I can go to Add Files, then I can come here, and I can just cherry pick any of the files I want to choose. But what if you had like 25 files and you don't want to do that? And maybe these 25 files are scattered all over your hard drive. This might not be something that you want to do either. So you might want to put everything in one folder and then just choose the folder, right? So at that point, the folder is showing up. So if I just choose like PDF scan files 12/31/2025, I'm going to click on choose. And now notice how it takes all of the files from that folder and puts it into the add files bin. So now we're all good to go. We're all set and ready to go. And so at this point, what it's going to do, it's going to take and open up every last one of these files, and it's going to do the OCR on all files. But we got to do some other things first. We got to click on the OK button first. It's going to give us another window after this one. And what it's going to do, it's going to ask us for the output options. So you can do multiple things. You can put this in the same folder selected at start, or you can choose a folder on my computer. You can keep original file names, or you can add to original file names, and you can insert before or insert after. And so let's just kind of talk about this just for a second. If you choose a folder on my computer and you choose that option, it's going to ask you to choose the folder and the location. So at that point, I can click on choose, and then I can come over here and say, hey, look, I don't want this to be saved in the original folder that I started out with. So now, and mind you, I'm working on a Macintosh computer. So at this point, I can say, I'm going to go ahead and choose new folder. So I choose new folder, and then I'm going to give it a new folder name. And so I'm just going to say PDF scans OCR, and then 12/31/2025 for that folder. PDF scans OCR. And what this means to me is these scans have already been converted. Or I should just go ahead and put the word converted. Converted to OCR, right? Everybody can do this the way they want to do it, but I'm just kind of showing you a few things here that you can do. So now I'm going to create this folder and then choose. Okay, so now it actually has my path in there and everything that needs to be done for this folder. I'm just kind of going through all of this just so you can see these different screens and how they work. Okay, now you can keep original file names, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep the original file name, and the reason why is because it's in a folder that already shows that it has been scanned for OCR and is complete. But just for your peace of mind, let's go to the other option. Click on the Add to Original File Names, and now you can either insert this before or after. So after the name of the file, you can then go OCR.pdf. So it'll go all the way to the end of the file name in the folder that you've identified, and then it'll add the word OCR after the end of the name of the file, right? Because we're giving the file a new name, the overwrite existing files option really doesn't make a difference here, but I'm going to go ahead and remove it anyway. so that we can just show you how this works. And now choose OK. Okay, so here at this screen that we're at right now, we want keep the language English. The output should be editable text and images, and the download sample should be 300 dpi. That's all you need. And the reason why we're going to go ahead and do this is because we do, just in case you want to future-proof your document, because you want to bring this information back into Microsoft Word or export it to a Word document or something like that, then you're able to do that with these files. So we're going to go ahead and choose OK. And now the system is going to go ahead and convert all these scanned pages. And then all I got to do now is go to the folder where I created them. So I'm just going to go here and just go to the folder, PDF scans converted to OCR, and just open up one of the documents from within this folder. When you come into the folder, you're going to see the one that I named earlier where I put the _ OCR at the end of the file. And then because it was already in that folder, it did _ OCR, and the other files just have OCR, but they do not have an underscore before it. That's what happened here in this instance. Okay, so now I'm just going to open up people-person OCR.pdf to see what it looks like. And then when I start to highlight the text in here, notice how it highlights all my text. So we know that works. Let me increase the size. And then, of course, let me just start to try to type a word in here. Let's just look for the word salespeople. Command F or Control F, salespeople. There's one instance of the word salespeople in here, and it takes you to it. So once you type salespeople, hit the Enter key, and then it takes you to that word. Okay? So that's how you would do that. It's very, very simple. And now that you understand how OCR works and what these tools can do, in the next video, I'll show you different ways people can access Adobe Acrobat Pro so you can try this yourself. Thank you so much for being in my audience. I appreciate your feedback, and I'll see you in the next video.